Well, another great outing by AJ Ciscar, going out and giving us strong 6 2/3. I guess he went. Set the tone early. Had 2 pitches, 2 outs in that first inning, and had a chance to put that third guy away, and got a hit by pitch there. But he was very efficient. Worked down the zone. Got a ton of ground balls against a team that likes to lift it, and the wind blowing out, especially early. Every time the sun's out, the wind tends to blow out. It calms down when the night falls, but they did a great job of getting a lot of ground balls early. We talked to the team about matching their energy early on the first 2 or 3 innings, and then sustaining it for the next 6. That's exactly what we did. We gave them a run there in the third inning, but we turned around and answered right back with 7 unanswered. And I felt we almost put the game away there. To that ninth inning, we got a little hairy there, but overall, it's just another great performance by our players. Did a great job.
What are you seeing from AJ kind of each time he's out there? I know he's on a pitch count probably early, but just as he's kind of building this up, and what are you seeing from him?
There's no pitch count anymore. I mean, he's gone. He's on his own. He's went 7 innings last week, and he almost went 7 again, this week. And he's throwing strikes. And he's mixing 3 pitches. His changeup was, I felt, the best it's been all year today. They had 6 lefties in the lineup, so that came in big for him today. So when he gets that third pitch going and works it down in the zone consistently, he's going to be really tough. No, he's not tough now, but when he gets down in the zone, he's going to be really, really tough to beat.
JD, he hit 3 guys again tonight. He's been hitting guys. Is that just that he likes to pitch inside because he's not walking guys in terms of?
No, it's just they tend to get away from him at times. And he does pitch inside. He does a great job of pitching inside, and that's part of his success. It's not a comfortable at bat. Especially for right-handers, man. It's tough to dig in and cover that outer half. He does have a very heavy fastball that runs in, arm side run, and it's tough for a right-hander to stay on that ball. So it's part of his game. Again, something he's going to refine and get better at and command it better. And those are things that might get him in trouble. But so far, he hasn't paid the price yet. But he's got to get better with that.
You've talked to us about how Dorian's maybe not the ideal 4-hitter. But what does he do well? A big night tonight. But what does he do well that gives you confidence that he can drive in runs like he did tonight?
I mean, all in all, he kind of he hits. He has good batting average with runners in scoring position. He's not necessarily doubles, and he might have had 1 double today maybe, but he puts the ball in play and gets hits when guys are in scoring position. Does a great job of that. So, and again, like I said, I love the left, right, left kind of scenario there in the lineup. And that's kind of the only way that it's working right now. We had him at the 2-hole and Galvin at 4 earlier, but we're not messing with anything right now. It is what it is. Those first 5 guys at least, and then we'll play around with the back end.
That 4th inning, you guys get the 5 runs. What did you see from the lineup as a whole?
We did a good job adjusting. I mean, their pitcher came out and was throwing a lot of breaking balls, and we adjusted to what he was throwing us and staying on the ball, and again, just keeping the line moving, putting pressure on him. And any pitcher you put pressure on every pitch, it's tough to just continue to battle, and you put pressure until you break them, and that's what we did today.
JD, right now you're one of the hottest teams, if not the hottest team in the country right now. How do y'all keep that momentum going? And now y'all starting to climb rankings as well, at least ACC-wise. If y'all continue to go where you're going, you're going to be the number 1 team in the conference. So how do y'all continue to push forward?
No different than when we're struggling, one day at a time, and every day's a new day. And we're 0-0. When we wake up tomorrow morning, we're 0-0. We're going to show up with, ready to play and with a game plan, and hopefully we can execute to the best of our abilities, and the chips fall where they may at the end of the day. So today's hits don't help us win tomorrow. So we come back tomorrow, it's 0-0 top of the first inning.
A lot of people were also not questioning your coaching style, but early on in the season it was a bit rough between how the fans viewed you and where they wanted you to push. Now that winning cures all, that's what everybody says, but now that you've been able to get through most of your second season, how do you think you've improved as a coach?
It's learning the players. I think the best thing we've done as a coaching staff is remain consistent. You talk to the players, and no matter we lose or win or whatever, the message has been consistent every night out. And I know this team has the ability to win. We beat some. When we weren't going good, we beat some really good teams and some really good pitchers. So we have the ability to beat anybody. Consistency was the key, and that's what we've been doing lately.
JD, you've talked to us about how you've enjoyed this team, and maybe when the results weren't the way they are now. What can you say? What is it like now with the way you guys are getting the results, and what's this enjoyment like?
It's still fun. I mean, honestly, it's still fun. This team is I love being around these guys, and it's teams like this that really make you enjoy what you do. Win or lose, obviously you want to win. Winning is better than losing. But this is a great team to be around, a great group of guys that genuinely love each other and play for each other, and are constantly rooting for each other. That's, it makes you feel good as a coach when a team comes together.
Was that part hard, JD? I mean, you brought in so many new guys. For them to have all of those qualities you're speaking about, was that difficult to?
Everyone asks me that same question. It's all on the players. It's all on the players. It's a special group of guys that have great makeup, great character, and like each other, and hang out together a lot off the field. And the more you do off the field, the closer you're going to be on the field. And at the end of the day, there's nothing a coach can do to create that. You got to have the right personnel to do it, and this group is just special.
How hard is that to find in the portal? Finding out and trying to learn and make it all come together, trying to learn as much that it will come together the way you
as much homework as you can do, and it's not always about getting the best players, getting the right players, and guys that fit, whatever type of style you foresee your team being, and your style of play, and your makeup, your grit. And baseball's a tough game. There's going to be ups and downs, and if you can't handle the down times, you're not going to last very long in this game. So character and makeup is so important in our program, and this team is as good as it gets when it comes to that.
Anything else? Great, thank you, JD.
I got it.
Oh, I have one more,
Yeah.
actually. The 85 team, if you could just comment on that, what do you think that having all those guys here and just for your guys to see those guys?
It's funny. I spoke to a group before BP today, and I got a chance to spend about 25 minutes with them down there. And I mean, it's the first team that I remember. I vaguely remember that 82 teams. I was 6 years old. That June of 82, and I was that 85 team. I remember that one. And that's really the team. Like I told them when I spoke to them, that's the team that made me a Hurricane fan. And it's a team, as I listened to them talk and the stories, and they said they weren't the most talented team, but it was the happiest team in America. And this team is a happy team. They love being together, love being at the park every day, and it's eerily similar.
Did you have favorite players that you remember from watching at that
Well,
time?
Rick Rather was the guy as a pitcher. I was a left-hander, but that when he came in the game was over, man. And it was just so different with that submarine. The game was over. So, and when he came in, the game was the Canes were winning. So he was always my favorite guy then.
AJ, just what was working for you tonight? How'd you feel out there?
Today I felt pretty good. I mean, sinker command was on for sure. I was able to pound inside and outside, and sometimes ran in, but overall I was able to command it pretty well. And as well, changeup, tried something new with it, and I was able to pull a string a couple times, and it was working great. As well, I was able to land the slider, so it was just uncomfortable for them the entire game. We were able to execute.
What's your comfort level been as you're getting more and more starts, going deeper in games? Just how are you feeling out there on the mound as a starter?
I feel great. I mean, I've did all 4 years in high school, and right now, I mean, I don't know what number we're in, but I'm probably like around 6 or 7 starts, and each time it's been a little more comfortable, energy-wise, stamina-wise. I'm able to go deeper and deeper with keep my best stuff, so everything's been going great.
Daniel, for you, 3 for 3 for tonight, just continuing to push on from where you were. What do you like out of the lineup tonight, and what did y'all see out there?
We did a good job stringing hits together. There was no really big swings. It was just quality at bats, good deep counts, winning those deeper counts, and just stringing hits together with runners on base. And we did a great job with runners on base, and that always going to produce runs.
AJ, for you, continuing to improve every time that you go out there. What do you like? What are those things that you like to see out there? What are some of your favorite balls that you like to throw, and what's just keeping you pushing?
With JD and Laz, they've done a very good job in developing me, and a big thing for them was making sure that I keep the ball down in the zone. The sinker, it only really plays down in the zone unless you want flares dropping in for hits. And as well, JD and Laz have talked to me about just throughout this entire week, just working on executing the changeup and actually getting over for strikes, and not only that, but also slowing it down a little bit. Today it was a little bit slower, it was around 83, 82 versus the 88 that it's been up to previously. And just today in general, just everything was working. I was able to execute, and
I wanted to ask you about. I asked JD the same thing. Just you've hit some batters this year through tonight. Is that just a matter? Do you feel like you're pitching inside? It doesn't seem to affect you in terms of, obviously not giving up runs. I mean, how would you kind of explain your style, or what's been kind of happening with that? Because you're not a guy that's walked a lot of guys.
well, the way I see it is my ball moves quite a bit, so if I leave it just a tad little behind me, if I release it a little behind me, it's going to run in a drill. I mean, it just happens, but as well, I have the confidence in myself, and as well, I know the coaches as well. And they have the confidence in me that the next pitch is going to be down in the zone, and I'll get a ground ball. I mean, I'm a sinker baller, induce ground balls, and I've got Cuvet, Ogden, Doran behind me, as well as Renzo, and we're going to turn double play.
I'm curious too. You've got a bunch of pitchers you can lean to, go to, but Tate in particular, you guys are kind of going through this together. Bullpen starter. Just what's your connection like with him, and how much do you guys talk, and just kind of going through this?
Our relationship definitely has grown while we've been the start because sometimes we're in the training room together, we throw together pregame on Fridays, and well, little by little we've become really good friends, and we kind of go through it together. We talk to each other, we help each other out, and it's just been awesome to go through it with somebody else.
Daniel, I'm curious what you thought of Dorian's performance tonight, driving in runs when guys are on.
Yeah, just a smooth day for Dorian. He didn't have his best yesterday, but he's always going to show up the next day and play a good game. And he did that tonight in a big game for us in front of a lot of people. And we appreciate the fans supporting him. And Dorian just did his thing today.
How big do you think it is for your lineup? You guys give up the run to tie it, but you bounce back the next half inning to get a couple runs, just to kind of essentially erase that. How big the bounce back innings? How much do you guys talk about that?
I mean, I take blame for the run. Obviously I threw that ball away, and it's just like we know that we got to make up for that, and it was on me, and I was able to come through with a hit to score a run there, and we just do a great job of bouncing back, and the moment they get a little run or a little momentum, we do a good job either shutting it down or scoring and turning it towards our side.
What'd you see in the fourth from the lineup? You guys get the runs, send 9 to the bat.
Yeah, like I said, quality at bats, deep into counts, stringing hits together, and doing a really good job with runners on base, and especially in scoring position and getting those runs in.
The 15 hits, I know you spoke about the lineup earlier, but the 15 hits, no homers, but just to be able to do that where you guys can get hit, just how good is that for you guys? Up and down the lineup, some guys had hits.
Yeah, that's big. I mean, I didn't even realize we had 15 hits, but that's a good thing because that means we're doing it quite often, and that's what we expect out of ourselves as a lineup, and stringing those hits together is what we do. I mean, we don't have a ton of guys who are driving the ball at the park all the time, so we got to string hits together, and then hopefully that big hit will come around at the right time.
How much are you personally enjoying the team's success right now? The run you guys are on, I know last year was last year, but just the way you guys have been hitting and getting results.
Yeah, it's a ton of fun, but I still get to the field every day, and I still have that urge to want to win, and I don't want to give one game up or one at bat up, and I'm sure the rest of the guys feel the same way, and I think that's why we've been performing well.